Hello students, today in today's class let us discuss what you mean by the concept of resonance. Previously in the other videos we have seen what are the concepts of natural vibration, time vibration, free vibration and forced vibration. So in today's class let us discuss the concept of what you mean by resonance. Even this resonance is nothing but a special case of forced vibration. It is a special case of forced vibration. Already we have seen in the forced vibration, always there will be an external periodic force will be applying on the body. Now, before going to the concept of what you mean by resonance, let us speak about some day-to-day activities of life. Think that you have started your studies, you are studying at home for nearly 2 hours. Then you might have felt bored. So what you thought in your mind is to go out and play. But think that your parents are not leaving you. By chance, your mother has entered the room and she told that you are being continuously studying for 2 hours, you can go to play. What happens at that time to you? Actually, you also was thinking the same, to go out and play. Even the mother has come and told you to go out and play. Here, whatever the thinking of you matches with the same thing what your mother told. So what you will be doing? You will be jumping up and down with joy. The same concept we need to understand what you mean by resonance. Now, for example, let us think that the frequency what you had in your mind was, what was the frequency that you want to go out and play. You have to take a break from your studies. Now, what is the frequency of your mother? She also comes and tells the same. That is, go take a break and play. Where they both matches. The same thing happens in the case of resonance in physics. Now let us see the definition of that. When the frequency of the external applied periodic force, for example, in this situation I have told you that let us take your mother's view to be an externally applied periodic force on a body in the sense U, on a body in the sense U, is equal to its natural frequency. Actually, you were thinking something that what it is, you also want to go out and play. That is the natural frequency of U. Understand? So let me come back. When the frequency of the external applied periodic force on a body is equal to its natural frequency. When the both frequency, the external applied frequency equals to the natural frequency of the body, what happens? The body readily begins to vibrate with an increased amplitude. What happens at this situation? The body, when, for example, we need to consider two bodies in the case of resonance. A single body cannot produce a resonance. Only it can produce either a natural vibration or a damped vibration or a forced vibration. But whenever you have a two situation, even in the case of forced vibration, there should be two bodies. Because always in the case of forced vibration, there should be some periodic force which has been happening. When, for example, if you consider two bodies, when the body of A, for example, consider a body A and a body B. When a body produces some forced vibrations on a body B, what happens? It matches. It is a forced vibrations at that part of time. When the same frequency of vibrations matches with the vibrations of the frequency B, what happens? It gives rise to concept of nothing but what you mean by resonance. So what you mean by a resonance is nothing but a condition of increased amplitude, very higher amplitude. Hence the situation we get that resonance produces a louder sound. What do you mean by a louder sound? Now come back to the analogy what I have told you. Because you were thinking to go out and play. Even that was the frequency, that was the force, natural frequency of U. That natural frequency matches with the external periodic frequency of your mother. So what you made? You were jumping up and down with a joy. That jumping up and down is nothing but with the increasing of very large amplitude. So this situation is nothing but what you mean by resonance. Now come back to the definition. See here. When the frequency of the external applied periodic force on a body is equals to its natural frequency, the body readily begins to vibrate with an increased amplitude, and this phenomenon is known as what you mean by resonance. So at last, what is a resonance definition is nothing but if one body's forced vibration matches with the natural vibrations of another body, it creates a situation what you mean by resonance. Now, this note is very important in this case. The vibrations of large amplitude, I have told you, in the case of resonance, we get about a large amplitude. This large amplitude are called as what you mean by resonant vibrations. What do we call this large amplitudes? The vibrations of large amplitude are nothing but resonant vibrations. Understood? So in your ICSE examination, they ask to define the resonance. Exactly the same definitions of a resonance should be written. The keywords are in this. See, for example, externally applied periodic force is a keyword, a body is a keyword, is equal to its natural frequency is a keyword. All those keywords should be there to form a definition. Now next, moving on that, we have condition for resonance. What is the condition for an exam? For example, they may ask you very 2-mark question. What is the condition of a resonance? Look at the condition of a resonance here. Resonance occurs only when the applied force causes forced vibration in the body and the frequency of an applied force is exactly equal to the natural frequency of vibrating body. What do you mean by that? Already we have given many instances to you. Resonance occur. When does only resonance occur? That the applied force, whatever the force you have been applied, it should match to the natural frequency of the one other object which has been there. Understand? If it is not matching, it doesn't form what you mean by a resonance. If the force vibrations matches the natural frequency of another object, then we get a condition of what you mean by resonance. I hope you have understood. To make you to understand the concept of resonance and condition of resonance, we will see nearly 4 examples or a demonstration of that examples that make you to understand very clear cut. So moving to the demonstration of resonance, we have resonance with tuning forks. What it is? Resonance with tuning fork. Let us quickly find out how does the resonance forms in this. So already I have told you, if we consider a concept of resonance, we need 2 bodies. It may be similar or it may be different, but at least we should have a 2. Then only we can form a resonance. Why? Because you can ask me a question that why we have wanted 2 bodies? Because one body should produce the first vibration and that vibration should match the natural vibrations of the other object. Then only the concept of resonance comes into picture. If you consider only one object, that may form a natural vibration or a forced vibration or damped vibration. Understood? Even in the case of forced vibration, we have external periodic force which will be applying of every time. And don't forget that resonance is nothing but a concept, a special case of what you mean by forced vibration. Now coming back to this resonance with tuning fork, let us see that what happened. I have taken 2 identical tuning forks. What it is? 2 identical, you might have seen in a laboratory. And it has been kept on a sound box. This is what? A sound box. And we have made the sound box to open at 2 ends. Consider this to be a tuning fork A and this is a tuning fork B. I have considered. Then what I did is, I have taken this tuning fork, stuck on a rubber pad. You all know that we will stuck it on a rubber pad. What happens as soon as you stuck on a rubber pad, it starts vibrating. Our tuning fork, what happened? See, look at here. It started vibrating. And that moment, I kept that same tuning fork on this sound box. When I kept on this sound box, the air which is being present here, since it has a large surface area, the air put a forced vibrations on the other tuning fork. Means since there is a large surface area here, it produces a large amplitude. And this forced vibration produced by this tuning fork matches with the natural frequency. Of tuning fork B. You are understanding? In the previous video, we have seen that every object in the universe has its own natural frequency. We have seen in the case of simple pendulum, we have seen in the case of spring constant. You remember, right? So in the same way, here, what it is being producing, the tuning fork A is producing a forced vibrations. It producing a forced vibrations on which one? A tuning fork B. Only if tuning fork B's natural frequency matches with the forced vibrations of tuning fork A, what it causes? It causes what you mean by resonance. Yes, in this case it happens the same. For example, when I take a tuning fork and hit on a pad and I kept on sound box, what happens? This, since it is a large surface area, the A here produces larger amplitudes, and that force vibration matches with the natural frequency of what? Tuning fork B. Then tuning fork B also, what happens? It starts vibrating. You are understanding? Here I am only making it to vibrate only tuning fork A, but how did tuning fork B also starts vibrating? It starts vibrating because the force vibration of tuning fork A matches with the natural frequency of tuning fork B. That makes the B tuning fork also to vibrate. Understand? So this is the experiment. See here. When a tuning fork A is stuck on a rubber pad, it starts vibrating on putting the tuning fork A on its sound box. If I kept this tuning fork A on the sound box, we find that the tuning fork B also starts vibrating and a loud sound is heard. When does a loud sound is heard? When it causes a resonance, a loud sound is heard. When does the resonance occur? When the force vibration of one body matches the natural frequency of the other body, a loud sound is heard. Why did a loud sound heard? Because it produces a larger amplitude. The vibrations of larger, remember, if it produces a vibrations of larger amplitude, always it produces a louder sound, and such situation is nothing but what you mean by resonance. A very important question they may ask you in ICSE examination. They may give such instances. We have still 2 more or 3 more examples to take, like same as of tuning fork, and explain you the concept of resonance. But remember, any of the situation you take, always the free vibrations or force vibrations of one case or one body matches the natural vibrations of another body. And let us see the reason. What actually the reason to vibrate the tuning fork B is the vibrating tuning fork A produces forced vibrations. What does it produces? It produces a forced vibration in the A column. Where it is? In the A column. I have told you. In the A column of its sound box. In the inside a sound box, the A column, it produces a forced vibrations. The A column of B also starts vibrating with the frequency of A. When does it starts vibrating with the frequency? When the force vibrations of tuning fork A matches with the natural frequency of B. Did you understand? Now coming back to the starting logic, what I have told you. You will be studying continuously for 2 hours. Then you will think in your mind that to take a break, and your mother comes. She also tell you the same thing to go out. There what happened? The force vibrations of her on you matches with the natural frequency of you. Then what you will be doing? You will be jumping up and down. That jumping up and down is nothing but the increased amplitude. It is mean by of increased amplitude. That is the situation of what we mean by resonance. So the second example of in the case of resonance, what we have is nothing but forced and resonant vibration of pendulums. What is forced and resonant vibration of pendulums? In this case, I am considering 4 pendulums, that is A, B, C and D. You can just observe from the example or the diagram what I have taken. A and B is of the same length. If A and B is of the same length, the natural frequency of the bob A and B is same. Then what about D? D is slightly bigger than that of A and B. Means the natural frequency, what happens? See, we already know the relation. That is, F is inversely proportional to the top length. If the length increases, what happens? Natural frequency decreases. So when I compare with A and B bobs, the D pendulum has less natural frequency. Then what about C? C is, when compared to A and B, which is very much small. Out of the 4 pendulums I have taken, C is very small one. Right? So what happens now for C? So since the length of the pendulum is very less, the natural frequency of this is more. So out of the 4 pendulums I have taken here, C has the greater natural frequency. Next it is A and B has the same natural frequency, and D has very less natural frequency. Understand? Because if the length increases, natural frequency decreases. That is the relationship between frequency and length are always inversely proportional to each other. Now what I am doing by this case is I am just oscillating the A pendulum. I am making the A pendulum to get oscillated, and let us see what are the observations we can make by this one by one. Observations are, when pendulum A is set into vibration, when I vibrate A pendulum, what actually Let me see the first one. Pendulum B also starts vibrating initially with a small amplitude and ultimately it acquires the same amplitude as pendulum A initially had. See what I am doing with, first of all I told you both the length of A and B is same, so the natural frequency of both the pops are same. So I am setting A pendulum into an oscillation. I am vibrating A pendulum. Initially what happens when I set the A pendulum as a vibration, B also starts with the initial vibration. So after some times what happens, B starts vibrating vigorously. Understand? So then A becomes minimum. Why this is been happening is because of the same length, the transfer of energy is taking with this elastic support. You might have seen all these four pendulums have been in a single elastic support. Take that some rubber, anything. So that when I start vibrating this A pendulum, what happens to the B pendulum? Initially it vibrates with a small amplitude, but what happens that what initially had, next when you come to the second one, when the amplitude of pendulum B becomes maximum, what happens? When the amplitude of the pendulum B becomes maximum, when the amplitude of pendulum A becomes minimum. You are understanding? See here, I have not at all touched the bob of B. I am vibrating only with the pendulum of A, but still how did B started vibrating with initially what A had? Same amplitude. The reason is they both have the same. Here in this case of A, what it is happening? It is matching the force vibration of A is matching the natural frequency of B. And this is being, now the B, when the vibrations of B becomes maximum, A vibration becomes minimum. Again the transfer of energy takes place from ear to ear. Then B becomes minimum, A becomes maximum. The amplitude of A becomes maximum. Again the amplitude of A becomes minimum, B becomes maximum. This will be keep on continuously going. Then you might, let us see the second situation again. When the amplitude of pendulum B becomes maximum, what happens? When the amplitude of pendulum A becomes minimum because of sharing of energy. There is a sharing of energy that is going to take place among A and B since they are of same length. Now what is the third situation? Observation what we are making is the pendulum C and D also vibrate, but each of them vibrate with very small amplitude. See, we might have asked a question that if you are vibrating here, what happens to that of C and D? We already see the length of the C and D. C is very small, which has a larger natural frequency. The length of D pendulum is very large, which has less natural frequency. But still, what happens when you vibrate A is that even C and D also will be vibrating, but with very only less amplitude or a very small amplitude. It is not going to vibrate as much as B does. But B, why does it vibrate very small? The reason is the natural frequency, the force vibrations of A is equal to the natural frequency of B. Understood? So this is very important. Every time, meanwhile, in 2 years once in an ICSE, they themselves give you this diagram and ask you the questions about it. So easily you can answer. So here, what type of vibration is setting by A? A is always setting up a force vibration. Since I am vibrating it, it is having a force vibration on C, B and D. But this force vibration is matching which natural frequencies? It is matching B's natural frequency. So it is B is being getting an amplitude vigorously. But what about C and D? So the amplitudes of A is being force vibration in the case of C and D, since their length is not so equal. Did you understand? Not only this is the second example, we have some more examples of resonance. Let us see. That is resonance in a stretched string and a sound box of the musical instruments. You very well saw the musical instruments. Have you seen guitar, violin, anything? Just a rough diagram I have written in the case of guitar here. You might have seen a hollow box which is there along with the strings. This is completely a hollow part, and inside there will be a air. This is a small hole which is being made. Why actually? What you think? If this in the absence of this small hole, what happens? If you stretch the string also, or if anyone is playing that musical instrument, no one can hear the sound. Why it is? The reason is that whatever the forced vibrations which is setting up by the strings will matches the air's natural frequency which is being present inside the box. You are understanding that the strings, whatever the natural force vibration which is setting up by the strings, will match the natural frequency of the air which is being present. So that makes to hear with a larger amplitudes and a beautiful louder sound. You understand? That is the reason that guitar, violin, any of the musical instrument that is made up of a hollow box which is of air. Why in the case? This is an important example of what is the concept is nothing but resonance. Here in the case of resonance, at what are the things we are understanding is always the forced vibration should match the natural vibrations of other object. Then only we have a concept of what you mean by resonance. See, resonance is not always a favorable fact. Obviously, when we are enjoying the music, it's a favorable fact. We are enjoying with the resonance, but we have to remember that resonance is not good of all the time. For that example is resonance in a bridge. I need to tell you a story that in a year nearly 1841, there was a troop of soldiers, nearly 400 soldiers was marching on a bridge. You know that soldiers are very disciplined and they will march equally at every time. All those 400 steps were on the same time. What happened at this time is, because we already know that every object has its own natural frequency. In the same way, the bridge also had some natural frequency. When the soldiers start marching in the same time, what happened? Their footsteps, forced vibrations matched the natural vibrations of the bridge. So by this what happened? The bridge collapsed. In the sense, nearly 141 soldiers were died in this incident. It has been a black mark. So wherever you go on a bridge, just everywhere in a tourist spot, they ask you to break the steps. So we need to break the steps in the case when we are crossing some suspension bridges. So the last one we have an example is resonance in radio and TV receivers. Even in the case of radio and TV receivers, everything works on the principle of what you mean by resonance, where the natural frequency is matching with the signals. Even not only these are the examples in your textbook, they have given many. We have a resonance in the case of even machine parts, everything. I hope resonance completely have been understood. Resonance happens only when the forced vibrations matches with the natural vibrations of the other. So, in the next video we will discuss about what you mean by attributes of sound, that is the quality of loudness, what do you mean by timbre, and what do you mean by frequency. So, thank you.